Hello friends, I'm Shelly. In this lecture, I'll be explaining you the strategies to be followed while doing repeat sentence task in speaking module of PTE exam, which is basically the second assessed task in this exam. We will also be doing some examples to apply the learned tips at the end of this lecture. So let's begin with a brief overview along with some of the important points that you really need to keep in mind while proceeding for this task. The first crucial point to remember is that audio clip will be played only once. So make sure you do not expect it more than once, and no replay option will be there to play it again. So remember, audio clip will be played only and only once. Second important point is there will be no preparation time given, as this task demands the instant response. So no preparation time, instant response will be required in this task. Along with all these points, it's important for you to know that each of the question in this task will account for 13 marks each. 5 for pronunciation, 5 for fluency, and 3 for your content. And 10 to 12 questions of this type will appear one-on-one in your speaking module. So these were some of the important points which I had to share it with you. Next, we will talk about some of the constructive tips which are quite effective while proceeding for the repeat sentence task. These tips will surely help you out in focusing more on the strategy which you really need to follow. So the first important thing here is listen to the sentence very carefully with all the attention. So it should be heard very attentively so that you are able to repeat it as it is. And the repetition should be done by grasping and as many words as you can, try repeating as many words as possible for you to do, right? And repeat them in the same sequence as they were spoken. Moreover, avoid using the marker and the pen provided to you. The reason being, you will not be able to match up with the speed of the speaker while writing it down. So you should simply avoid it and focus on the listening part and try understanding the meaning and the message being conveyed through that sentence. Next is, you can try grouping up the words into the phrases. Reason behind it is that it's quite easy for you to memorize the phrases as compared to the words. It becomes easy to memorize the phrases. Most importantly, do focus on the general message being given in the sentence being spoken. So you should focus on the listening part and the message being conveyed through it. These should be the main points. Next is, try imitating or copying the emphasis and the stress pattern as you heard in the sentence, which basically means that you should focus on those words which were given extra stress or extra emphasis. So they really add up the meaning to your sentence and they make it easy for you to memorize the words. And most importantly, there should not be more than 3 seconds pause, of course. Reason being, you will not be able to record anything further for that particular question if you give more than 3 seconds pause, as your microphone after the very 4th second will get switched off. And of course, there will not be any kind of short tone or a beep tone, so do not expect it, as this is quite instant response required in the task as told earlier. So remember that, do not expect any kind of short tone. As soon as the audio clipping finishes, you are expected to record it in the same manner as it was spoken. Next thing is, try making a mental note of the message being conveyed, which basically means try getting and grasping the message into your mind so that you are easily able to convey it as it is while your recording starts. And why I told you to split up the sentence for making the phrases, the reason is it makes it easier for you to repeat the sentence. We'll be applying these tips over the some of the examples given in the next slides. So let's have a look at those examples. You will get it more clear if you do so. In the last slides, I'll give you the examples. Next, we will discuss some of the more important points regarding this task, and those are: how can you maximize your scores for this particular task? How can you score more to proceed in a good manner for the repeat sentence? So the important points regarding those are: properly focus on the content spoken. Excuse me. So properly focus on the content being spoken, and of course an error will be considered if you make any kind of mistake by omitting or adding any of the terms or phrases into the sentence. Of course, while recording yourself, make sure you do not hesitate, and instead of cramming the words, try understanding the meaning. And most importantly, there should not be any kind of fillers which sounds like or the coughing noise. These kind of sounds or the fillers should not be there, as they really have a crucial impact on your fluency, which is of 5 marks in your repeat sentence task. So make sure these mistakes are not done while proceeding for your repeat sentence task. So now let's implement all these points, whatever we have learned so far. Let's apply them over to 2 of the examples. I'm having it here. So let's proceed for the first example. Listen to the audio clipping very carefully and try understanding as many words as you can and repeating it in your mind before without giving 3 seconds pause. So I'll play the audio clip from here, then I'll show you the real sentence what it was. So here we go. Please listen to it very carefully.
The mutiny of 1857 began with a revolt of the military soldiers.
Okay, I hope you were able to make it. If not, what I was trying to say so far was that you can make phrases something like this. These dashes basically represent how I have joined the words to make the phrases, to make it easy for me to understand the message. And these red words basically show the emphasized words which were spoken in such a manner. I'll play the audio clip again, but before that you can just understand the simple meaning. The sentence was: the mutiny of 1857 began with a revolt of the military soldiers. It was as simple as that. And one more trick is there that which you can use while doing your repeat sentences. While listening to the audio clip, you can close your eyes. It really helps you out because it doesn't lets your brain get diverted. So while listening, you can simply close your eyes and focus on the listening part, and you can proceed in a simple way to repeat it as it is. So I'll play the audio clip again. You can simply focus on the words, how they were emphasized, and how can you split up the words and merge them together to make one phrase. I'll play the audio clip again, so please focus. Here we go.
The mutiny of 1857 began with a revolt of the military soldiers.
So this is how it is done. Let's implement the same tips over to the second example, and please try listening to it very carefully with proper attention. Here we go for the second example.
Extreme sports bring excitement and thrill.
Okay friends, so I hope you were able to get it. The exact sentence was: extreme sports bring excitement and thrill. As simple as that. Only 6-word sentence was there. How I made the phrases is something like this, and these were the words which were emphasized on. I'll play the audio clip again, so please focus and tell your answer.
Extreme sports bring excitement and thrill.
So I hope you liked the video, everyone. Do not forget to subscribe to PTE Tutor channel of YouTube, and do log in into www.ptetutor.com for more tips and strategies over all the tasks and all the modules. You should subscribe to the channel and keep watching the videos. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. Thank you, everyone.